So thank you for joining me this morning. The practice of yoga is about releasing pain and releasing pain due to misalignment, inner misalignment, forgetting the nature of your soul, getting the nature of who you are, and also the nature of this world. And so yoga is about coming home. It's the techniques for coming home to that. And it's the practices for coming home to that. And it really has nothing to do with your religious beliefs. Wherever you are in your religious beliefs is perfectly in alignment with utilizing and understanding our body and our mind and our breath, and how to become more in touch with that divinity. So ultimately, the path of yoga is a systematic path that has many different parts. And if you apply one part, we call them the 8 limbs, but if you apply one part, you're going to receive benefit. If you apply a different part, you'll still receive benefit. But there's a reason why it's called a system, and that it has all the different parts, because they all go together and they all interlink to create a whole, and a very powerful, efficient way of experiencing the truth. I won't say the truth, just say truth. Truth being that which steadies our mind and opens our heart, regardless of words and definitions and experiences. So the path of meditation is this path of allowing the mind to rest in a single focus. And life presents many things that we can focus on, internally and externally, our thoughts, our emotions, our body pains and aches, and then everything else around us, our relationships. Meditation is about allowing the mind to rest in one point, but before it can rest in one point, it has to be able to focus. So prior to meditation is a practice of concentration. And what you concentrate on grows. So along with the practice of concentration is a practice called contemplation. Contemplating the nature of our being, contemplating the nature of our life, and contemplating who we want to be in this world. The very foundation of yoga is the practice of nonviolence. That's the foundation that supports and sustains the whole practice, the whole system of yoga. It's nonviolence, non-harming in our thoughts, words, and actions. From there, truthfulness, non-hoarding, non-possessiveness, moderation, contentment and purity, self-study, self-discipline, and trustful surrender. These are the way we engage with ourselves and our life in order to come into a state where we can really feel some inner alignment. There's no way for our mind to rest when there's inner conflict. And there will be inner conflict as long as we're harming ourselves and others, lying to ourselves and others, stealing from ourselves, from our future, from our children, stealing from others, being greedy, being excessive. All of these things will create inner conflict. So today, before we begin the meditation practice, I'd like just to contemplate on the question, who do I want to be in this world? You take a few moments to remember or to look at what's going on in your life right now. What kind of challenges, what kind of conflict, what kind of fears, what kind of doubts, what kind of just moderate stress. Doesn't even matter. Just notice. Think about what it is, and then think to yourself, who, if I could be any version of any person or any soul, who would I want to be in the midst of this? Who do I choose to be in the midst of this? And whether you feel like you can actually be that or not, hone in. What quality do you really want to emanate, cultivate, and radiate in your being and in your life? And if you just pick one, all the rest will naturally happen because they really are one and the same. Nonviolence encompasses non-stealing, encompasses truthfulness, encompasses non-hoarding, encompasses moderation. It's non-violence, non-harming, internally towards the self and externally towards others. Or if you just want to focus on truthfulness, truthfulness will inherently and naturally grow this quality of nonviolence, quality of giving. You go deep within one of those qualities, it will start to allow your entire inner environment to become aligned. And in that alignment comes rest and energy. Because it's the inner conflict that creates this exhausted feeling, this stressed feeling. Take a moment now and contemplate, if I could be any version of any great being in my life circumstance, right here, right now, who would that be? What would that look like? And then see if you can actually feel it. Just start to cultivate it. Hone your attention on that quality. And let it start to build a life force, an energy inside of you. However small and subtle or however big, it doesn't matter. Just start honing in and breathe into your body. Breathe into your body as you sense and hone in your attention on this quality that you would like to cultivate, emanate, radiate, and be in the midst of whatever life is presenting. Gradually, as that feeling and sensation begins to grow with your attention and your breath, see if you can allow yourself to rest in that experience, rest in that feeling, allow your body to settle in. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the backs of your legs in the chair that you're sitting on. Feel a sinking in, a settling into this way of being. And if any thoughts arise, I can't be like that in this particular situation, or any doubt thoughts, fear thoughts, or just aimless wandering thoughts. Acknowledge them And then bring your attention back to what it would feel like to be this embodiment of this quality, the embodiment of this, the full embodiment of it. And notice if you can sense it anywhere in your body. And notice if you can feel a change happening inside of you. However subtle, maybe it's a softening of your eyebrows. Maybe you can feel a little space around your heart. Sometimes it takes courage to stand up in the face of life, to be this quality, to be this embodiment. However much courage it takes to do that, you will find an immeasurable amount more energy and freedom and peace in doing it. And we commit ourselves to that. We make an internal commitment to our soul. This is who I choose to be. Please give me strength to grow and embody this. I surrender myself to this. What does that mean? It means I'm going to let go of the thoughts and actions and words that are contrary to this way of being. You're surrendering or offering those qualities up that are not in alignment with this way of being. And you can offer them up in this really loving, tender way, not in a hateful, I want to get rid of it way. But here are the things that have kept me from experiencing you fully, O divine soul. I offer them to you. This is my offering. It's a love offering. And as you feel more fully established in that, you can remind yourself that these qualities are really the true nature of your being, which is pure and pristine. And it's prior to every experience you've had in this life. Your soul is before and underneath and will survive beyond all challenges and beyond all experiences. Remind yourself that your soul is free from the constructs of your mind, the limitations of your body. Feel your breath moving in and out of your body. Anchor your attention in your breath now, in the sensation of the breath moving in and out. First, maybe bring your attention to the movement of your abdomen as you breathe in, feeling it expand, and as you breathe out, drawing the belly button in as it empties. Gradually allowing your breath to move one right into the next. And gradually allowing your breath to become a little slower, but not in a forced way, just in a very natural, relaxed way. As though your air is free to move because the inner conflict is lessened. There's freedom in the movement of your breath. And bring your attention to your heart. And as you breathe in, your lungs expand around the heart as though giving it a hug. And as you exhale, the lungs empty and they create space for the heart to expand. And see if you can feel the space of the heart and the space around the heart as you breathe in and out. Feeling a relaxation around your heart, an opening of your heart. Feel how your breath supports and holds your heart. Now take your attention to your throat and jaw. And feel how your breath moves in and out of your throat. From your nose to get to your lungs, the air has to pass through the throat. Take a moment to soften the subtle, tiny muscles that control your breathing and your vocal cords, that hold up your neck, your head. It's through this passage of your body that words come forth. Sometimes we say things we wish we hadn't. So take a breath or two and soften the muscles that have contracted due to guilt or shame or sadness over words that you've said that you wish you hadn't. Whether you recall them or not is irrelevant. We've all said things we wish we hadn't. Take a moment to breathe and relax. And we offer up the tension, the pain that's created from words we say that we wish we hadn't. Now take your attention to the moment when you wish you had said something and didn't. And breathe into the contraction and the restriction and the feelings of guilt or sadness or regret that's experienced when we realize that we didn't say what we knew we should have said and we wanted to say. And offer that up. We've all done that. All experienced that. So we can offer it up for ourselves and collectively. Breathing into your throat, into your neck, to the jaw, soften, even deeper. And then take your attention to the pain and the tension and the strain that's caused by when you hear words that people say to you that hurt. You swallowed them, taking them in. It makes you grit your teeth or gets a lump in your throat. And soften. This is the beginning practices of forgiveness, of recognizing that even though things sometimes hurt, we don't have to harden ourselves because of them. We don't have to allow them to damage us. Soften and breathe. Comes in and then it goes out. We don't have to believe those words. Breathe it in and breathe it out. And bring your attention to the breath as it first enters your nostrils. Follow the air up through the inner corners of the eyes and into the center of the mind. And then exhale from the center of the mind back down and out through the nostrils. And just follow the flow of your breath. Being there to welcome it as it first enters your body. Drawing it up and in through the inner corners of the eyes, the eyebrow center, and then deep into the center of the mind. You're to go back from the center of the forehead and down from the center of the head. There's an intersecting point deep in the center. Take your breath and your life force deep into the center of the mind. And then from there, back down and out through the forehead, the inner corners of the eyes and the nose. And follow the breath as far out as it goes. And in this way, you begin to connect one breath right into the next. And sensing your inner space and your outer space, connected with the flow of your breath. Maybe you can notice how the in-breath is slightly cooler than the out-breath. Maybe you notice that the breath is moving more in one nostril than the other. Maybe you notice where exactly the breath touches the inside of your nostrils, if it's more on the inner wall of the nostrils or the outer walls of the nostrils or the upper or the floor of the nostrils. See if you can really hone your attention to the way the breath is moving in and out through your nostrils as it passes to the center of the mind and back down and out into this world. Next time you draw your awareness to the center of the mind on an inhalation, exhale your awareness deep into the center of your heart or your navel center, whatever feels like a more grounded center part of your being. It's slightly different for different people. And with your awareness right there at either your navel center or your heart center, anchor your attention in the breath and reclaim this quality of beingness that you would like to embody in your life. And if you can, rather than thinking of the word of it, like nonviolence or truthfulness or love, whatever, rather than thinking about the word, really try to hone in on the sensation, because that quality already exists inside of you. Maybe it feels very underutilized, or maybe it feels very strong, but there is a sensation attached with it. So the more you can hone in on the sensation, that's the life force of it. The more you hone in on that, it grows in strength and power and radiance. Not by the word of it, but by the feeling of it. And remind yourself that you have access to it at any point, at any part of the day, when things are going good and when things are challenging. You can take a moment to remember the sensation and remember the commitment that you wish to be in this world and in your life. The commitment to your soul. That commitment to yourself will radiate and have a deep impact on all the people around you. So honoring that which already exists inside of you. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer pose. Bow to it. And in the bowing, it's this recognition that A, it already exists, and B, I choose to let go of the things in my life, my thoughts, my words, and my actions that do not support this way of being. That's the bowing. Om Amen. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day.